Ladies and gents, it's a big day in the guitar effect world. I'm really excited about this. I've had to keep a lid on it since last NAMM, which hasn't been real easy. It's the Eventide H90. This is a super, super cool and powerful effect unit. It's for sure got to be one of the most powerful effect pedals on the face of the earth. And I'm really excited about it, obviously, because I'm a longtime H9 user, which is its predecessor. So the H9, I've got two of them on my pedal board. I've had two on my pedal board for like 10 years. Why do I have two? A lot of people ask me that. Well, sometimes I would want to do two of the great Eventide algorithms at once, like a black hole reverb and a vintage delay at the same time. I'd need two to do that. Or a pitch shifter, diatonic pitch shift and a spring reverb. Well, I'd need two to do that. Well, this is the news about this thing. You don't need two anymore. You just got this one unit, and it's like having two H9s in one. But with even more capability, for example, you're able to route things really easily in series or in parallel. It's super easy to use it 4-cable method if you want to use it in front of an amplifier and in the loop of an amplifier. You can even run like one side of it in front of an amp and then split the stereo out of the second half into the effects returns of 2 amps. So it's your all-in-one, do-it-all effect box that you can use in a million different ways. For those that don't know that much about the H9 and what it did, I mean, it does everything. Basically every mod effect under the sun: flanger, chorus, rotary, vibrato, amazing Eventide diatonic pitch shifting, like the best in the business. Really great reverbs, like a ton of different kinds of reverbs, all the way from vintage sounding spring through to black hole, which is like an epic kind of, cinematic sounding super long reverb. Modern delays, vintage delays, tape style delays, and even distortion, EQ, fuzz, and compression. There's algorithms in there that do that too. Now, one of the other really great things about this is that you no longer really need to use an app to edit it. As a matter of fact, I haven't even asked them about a phone app. Now that I think about it, I did hook it up to the computer because there's a great computer app that they've got designed for it, and that works really well, plugging it into the iMac here and tweaking sounds on the computer. But you don't need to do that. You can actually do everything right on the unit here itself. So when you want to get into the different parameters, you can just go through and page through the different stuff here and adjust it really easily using the controls. So on the H9, there was always a few things that you could tweak on the unit, but some things, some deeper editing stuff, you have to get inside the unit using the H9 control application and edit. That was really cool, and it works well, but it was a love-hate thing with me, honestly. I saw a hilarious joke once by a guy called Douchey Hired Gun on Twitter, and he was saying, got fired from my gig today by the MD. He said I was on my phone for the whole rehearsal, but I was just trying to program my H9. The app was great, it worked really well, but like I say, just a little bit of a love-hate thing, and this is amazing that you don't need that anymore. You can do everything on this. So I really don't want to make this video too much about the talk. I want to get to the sounds. You're going to be able to go to the Eventide website and check out all kinds of great tutorials and how-to videos and stuff like that. They're great at that stuff. That's not what this video is about. This video is all about the song and what I did at the beginning, basically using factory presets. I got into the factory presets, just tweaked them ever so slightly for each sound in this track, and came up with a little tune. I used it in a couple different ways in this video. For some of the sounds, I'm running it after my PT15 amplifier. I went into the Sur reactive load, so I had the amp loaded down to line level, and then I took the line level out, ran it right into the H90, and then just split stereo out into my interface. And that's a great way to use it, actually. But for some of the sounds, I actually wanted to try running it in front, like as though it was running in front of an amplifier, in front of gain sounds or in front of clean sounds. So I did that too on a couple parts. I just want you to hear the capabilities, what can happen when you can put two H9s together in one box and you get the H90. So let's get on with it. Here we go. So the first part in the track at the beginning of the video, I used a preset called Cinema Trick. It's number 13, and I just tweaked it a little bit from the factory preset, but it's basically super close. And I wanted to show you how you can easily bypass one side, both sides, or the whole unit all at once using this preset. So this part, well, first of all, with everything bypassed and nothing on, it's a little like the Edge in It Might Get Loud, where he goes, well, here's what's going on when you turn off all the effects, right? That's all I'm doing. And what's happening when I turn on the preset is a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, it is the sound, right? So what's going on is there's two different sides active here, and this is really demonstrating the capabilities of the H90 over the previous H9, which was a brilliant unit, as we all know, but you would only be able to do half this sound with an original H9. So if I shut off, let's see, the one side here, we'll just have a shimmer reverb. Turning off the shimmer, turning on the other side, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this is pitch fuzz. That's what this is called, this particular algorithm. So this sounds like this. When we turn them both on together, we get So I just recorded this high ambient part. It's preset number 16, Entanglements, and it's such a cool preset. It's got a really, really long swell in kind of onset of attack. If I turn it off, you can hear the dry tone of just the amp. So this is really doing a lot to the sound, but you know, it's really fun. And this is running post distortion. So you know, this is coming after my amplifier. I'm running the amp loaded down right now using sur-reactive load with speaker simulation, coming out of that into the Eventide, splitting out to stereo. So you're really getting a, you know, very dramatic effect. So I'm just about to cut a guitar using this Ambient Fields preset. It's preset number 62, and it's a mod delay and an ultra tap delay together. And it just sounds beautiful. I'm just going to do some big kind of clean chords with it, and you'll hear what this sounds like. Here's the sound with no effect. Find the quiet angle for my single coil guitar with compression. When I turn on the pedal, this sounds amazing, man. I mean, there's like very, very few boxes out there that sound... Actually, nothing out there sounds like this, you know? This is distinctly Eventide. That's just... It's just got this sound that's just... It's inspiring. It's really incredible sounding. So I'm just going to lay down these guitars right now. Before I do that, I'll just show you what each of the different delays is doing. Because like I said, it's a mod delay and an ultra tap delay. So if I turn off the ultra tap, this is just the mod. So just kind of a dark mod delay that's kind of up the middle, I guess, mono. And then the ultra tap is kind of doing the fun stereo stuff. Isn't that cool? It's really special sounding. So then turning them both on. And and the way that they work together. And I guess they're running in parallel, it sounds like, because you can hear the mod delay tailing out afterwards. Once again, I'm just kind of stepping through presets and then doing little tweaks. I did time this. It's at 509 milliseconds. I think when I pulled it up, it was at like 300 and something on the mod delay. So I made it a quarter note on the mod delay. And let's see, the alter tap is at 837 milliseconds with 5 taps all doing different delays. So who knows what's going on, but it just sounds good. So I just cut the lead guitar, the first one, on the song at the beginning of the video, and for this I used a really wet patch and just went overboard, and like it's a lot of delay in pitch shifter. So this is micro pitch and vintage delay. It's preset number 16. It's called Balance Era. So obviously Van Halen kind of influenced. I've got a ton of distortion going, just the channel 3 on the PT15 and getting boosted by my Rocket Archer. So it sounds like this with no pedal. And then turning on the pedal. So for the last couple parts in the song at the beginning of the video, which were a stereo fuzz kind of baritone octave shifted melody, as well as the last lead guitar, I wanted to try the H90 in front of an amp. So I used a virtual amp. I used my PT100 plugin from Sir. So I'm coming into my pedal board, out of my pedal board, into the Eventide. And the only thing on this particular part I'm going to show you now that I'm using my pedal board for is wah. And oh, a little drive. I'm using Archer to drive the amp a little harder because I have the virtual amps set up for a crunch sound. So this is what the sound sounds like with no effects, no H90 on. Okay, so it's my PT100 amp sim, just dialed up for a crunch sound. Then I'm adding my Dunlop mini wah. Okay, and then I'm turning on a preset called Flutter Wow. And all I did to this was change the delay time a little bit and tweak the sound a little bit, but it's basically the way it pulls up. It's preset number 92. And it's a tape echo. And so I just want to try a basic tape echo in this part so you can hear what that sounds like. So this is what it sounds like. And I guess actually it's far from a basic tape echo because it's stereo and there's some panning stuff going on and it's just juicy as hell sounding. Thanks you guys for watching my video on the terrific H90 from Eventide. This thing is going to solve a lot of problems for me. I think what I'm going to end up doing is on my main board replace the 2 H9s with just this one H90 unit. I'm going to simplify things. It's going to be easier for me to program without even needing to ever open up the app if I don't want to. And it just sounds amazing. And yeah, Eventide, hats off to you. You did a great job on this. This thing's going to be very, very popular, I think, and solve a lot of issues for a lot of guitar players out there. A heck of a lot of fun. It sounds amazing. Great display too, by the way. I love the display. It's really easy for me to read with my crappy eyes, so right on. Thanks so much, you guys. Please hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit the little bell beside the subscribe. You'll get an alert every time I put out a new video. Be sure to check out more info about the Eventide H90 on the Eventide website. There will be a link down in the video description below. You can click there and go check it out. All right, you guys, I am Pete Thorn. Thanks for watching. Over and out.